Oh, hello there. Yes, well, it is Friday. Very suddenly. I must admit, I do like my Fridays. They are quite a gentle end to the week. Anyway, just a quick one today. I was tickled. Oh, my chortles were tickled by a tweet from Paul Golding. Yes, him of Britain First. Yesterday. Paul Golding isn't a man who's necessarily particularly endowed with a particularly fine strand of DNA, one might say, in terms of his intelligence levels. He is incredibly transparent, and I don't know if he's genuinely just dim or pretends to be dimmer than he actually is. It's hard to tell, really. But anyway, he came out yesterday with a sort of very standard sort of right wing. If I can use that generic term for him, I think that's fair for him. He's a right winger. Anyway, yeah, of this idea of, well, back in the day, back in the 1960s, you could go to Downing Street and have your photograph taken as a small child. I must admit, there is somewhere out there is a photograph of me being about 5, having stood black and white photograph in front of Downing Street, 10 Downing Street, with me shorts on and all that stuff, right? Okay, because otherwise it would be a public order offence. But anyway, yeah, and this notion of the idyllic, peaceful UK, and I'm going to use my terms very, very precisely there in terms of the UK, before them foreigners came. But what is written is here, okay, you used to be able to walk right up to 10 Downing Street. They installed gates in the 1980s, restricting access. What a peaceful country we used to have. Yes, indeed, but Paul, why did they install gates? It was 1989 to be precise. Well, I wonder, it was Margaret Thatcher's time. I wonder why they installed the gates then, bearing in mind this was basically when the Soviets were pulling out of Afghanistan, so it was kind of pre-Mujahideen, people planting bombs of the wrong colour type of scenario, wasn't it? So what exactly was it, Paul, that they did put up those gates, those peaceful days? Well, yes, Paul, it was because your fellow countrymen, certainly my fellow countrymen anyway, I'm not indeed entirely sure about your DNA, especially with the name Paul Golding, and it sort of hints at all sorts of unpleasantness. We might say Latvia if we were keen. But anyway, why was it that they installed those gates? Well, of course, yes, it was, wasn't it? It was the fact that the IRA were planting bombs in London at the time, and police were very, very worried about a car bomb attack. Rightly so. So they installed the gates. It didn't stop them, of course, being the inventive British types that they are. British ingenuity, the best in the world, eh? Yeah, of launching a mortar attack on John Major about a year or two later. But leaving that aside, yeah, I just find it really intriguing that Paul actually doesn't have the wherewithal to think through these issues, that he's basically complaining about British terrorism there and what a peaceful country we used to have, yeah, before the British came, Paul. Yeah, I mean, he does like to sort of post up various things about Northern Ireland, but he's, I think, fairly picky about what bits of Northern Ireland he's keen on. He just recently also posted up that no surrender is written into his DNA. Yeah, mate, certain people it is. For the rest of us, especially people with the surname like mine, it isn't necessarily. Anyway, good luck with that, Paul. Like I say, I don't know. There just is no quality control here whatsoever, is there? Yeah. What a peaceful country we used to have before the British people came here with their British values and... Oh, it's complicated, isn't it? Yes, indeed. Still, yeah, Stuart Lee used to say, yeah, British terrorists, best in the world, eh? Do have a lovely Friday. Oh, God. Where do they get these people from, honestly? It's astounding. There are people that pay money for this stuff. It really... You can't make it up, can you, eh? You can't make it up. But do have a good weekend.